Deeple's lag by 100 ping each time we hit it.
We just like kick their router. Just DDoS one of the fighters.
Okay, all right, I'm happy now. A Home Depot bucket is actually in orange, and I love it. Boady in the gray corner, fighting out of the Boady in the gray shorts
corner.
in the gray corner. That's the other corner. Boady in the gray trunks, fighting out of the blue corner, and a Home Depot bucket.
Super.
It's just a line.
Wow!
This barrier's a line.
Wow!
It's just a straight line. It's literally just a line by line.
Wow!
Let's go.
It's just there's just lateral movement.
Are you fighting in a hallway? Are we fighting in a hallway
He's
right
fighting
now?
in a hallway. Yes, that is what Boady is complaining about. He is fighting in a 1x1 Lego brick.
Whoa!
I thought the game forced you into a square.
Nah,
No,
straight up.
the game does not force you into a square.
That's very interesting.
The hallway boundaries are so annoying to
That
fight.
is so interesting.
Bro, I can't even escape.
There's no escape. You're fighting a Home Depot bucket.
This is why I hate fighting hallways. He's not lying. I would love to sit there and talk about how he's complaining, but no, he's not lying. There is no escape from the hallway boundaries.
This is next level VR boxing tech right here. I'm gonna make all of my boundary spaces a hallway from now on. You guys are in a Shaw Brothers hallway martial arts. It works apparently.
It really does.
Is there any downside to it? Like, are you forced in that? I guess you're forced into that same hallway.
You're forced in that same hallway, but usually if you only
you
use the
wanna be
hallway
there.
space if it fits to your advantage. If you're fighting the
Right.
shorter fighter or a guy that swings massively, like especially if you're fighting somebody like Yogi, who will sit there and like swing from one side of the ring to the other side of the ring and connect with your chin. Don't put him in a little room scale. Don't use a hallway room scale. If you have more room than that, don't use it. And if you don't, just use stationary.
Nah, this is
Common
what
sense.
this is a phone booth boxing right here. This is 100% what it is. And a Home Depot bucket is a phone booth boxing expert. Boady a little shook right now. Got to make the adjustment. A Home Depot bucket lives this life. He fights in back alleys for fun, right? This is just nothing but the same thing for this man.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like, I love seeing the different ways in VR that you can try to gain an advantage, whether it's fair or not. I gotta say, I love the creativity I've seen from over 3 years of VR fighting games. Sometimes, you know, you find something you're like, that's cheap. Sometimes you go into a match and you basically get like a Dark Souls boss to fight for the end. Someone's like 20 feet tall, or someone's arms are like 20 feet long. It's
I mean, yeah, some
you know.
guys walk in here, like I said, I've made this reference multiple times. Some guys walk up in here looking like a Mandela catalog alternate. Some guys walk up in here a midget. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
If I knew I was going to be in a hallway, I would have put room scale on.
I mean,
God damn it.
it's tough. We're hearing from the boxers, but hey, you know, as we go into this round, you know, there's been some very interesting things that pop off. Now that we've seen
I've never fought in a hallway.
both fighters fighting here, a Home Depot bucket in the cam. Home Depot bucket, if you can hear me, say what's up to the people behind you. You know what I'm saying? Let them know. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to the homies real quick. Yeah, fighting in the hallway. My man, at Backway Alley mugging people. Here live on YouTube. I love to see it. It's the first time this has actually ever happened. Shout outs from the coaches in the chat, Ambience and Leo the creator. Leo the creator saying he had to learn how to phone booth box early in this game, especially with online.
Yeah, it's
you know,
a skill you need in this game, because if you don't know how to fight in a smaller room scale, that's what Yogi put me. I got put into this perspective. Yogi had me in a goddamn, like I said, a 1x1 Lego brick. There was no like sidestepping. You only could duck down under a punch, and you gotta learn, or you're not gonna win in this game.
well, I think in this matchup right here, now that we're in super close quarters, and you know the fists are going to be flying. At this point, you got to start looking out for, you know, any kind of mistake or any kind of like shortcoming in your opponent's offense. Counter hits are going to be the way. If we're all going to be firing, it's going to be who's landing the more significant blows, right? And one thing that I've seen Boady start taking to is starting to switch step around and almost through Home Depot, because if he's in that little long hallway, he can only move backwards, right? You can only move backwards so much before you have to like shuffle out or circle around.
Yep. And you can't circle out in a small room scale like this. You have to learn to parry. Scott Bloom said Home Depot fighting in aisle 3.
Man, get out of here.
Fighting where
Y'all are wild. Y'all are wild right now. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do as well. Shout outs to Ambience and Leo the Creator. I mean, they're saying two really good things, and I like what they're saying here. You know, going to the body is one option, right? You can't always back out, right? Home Depot Bucket has been doing a good job stepping around some of Boady's linear shots, but and just like you said right there, he just got his head off the line, stepped out to the left. But right now, you've got to be very tactical about where you land, because you don't have a lot of space, bro. You really don't.
The thing is, with these hallway room scales, these 1x1 Lego bricks, if you try and sidestep a punch, it's gonna land. It's gonna end up into a clinch. You're gonna end up clinching a lot. If you try and sidestep, if you try and circle out, it's always gonna be a clinch, because there's no way to get past your opponent without your body overlapping at least 50%.
Boady's done it a couple of times. But Boady's done it about 2 or 3 times now.
And I think Boady is doing a good job adjusting to this phone booth fighting, right? He hasn't gotten knocked down recently. He's even starting to land some heavy damage shots. But what you were saying, Bloob, I think you got to use the clinching to your advantage now that it has a penalty, right? If your opponent is trying to run in and out and through you, make them go and clinch you and then get them penalized for it, right? Like, you just gotta change up what your strategy is. Or again, use the clinch in your favor, right? If they're trying to get in aggressive, use the clinch to end the engagement and reset.
Right.
Step back.
Like right there, right? Red got penalized.
Yeah,
Red penalized, but he got the
he got called for that one for sure.
He continues to do that enough. And again, in the phone booth fight, right? It's you're more able to force someone to run through you because of the space. You actually can start using that clinching.
Yeah.
There we go. Boady using it there again. And you guys will notice too. Who was the first one to use this? He boxed Driftery in his first fight. We haven't seen him since. Solly, do you remember that guy's name? He was using a lot of clinch work. You know who I'm talking about. And what he would do is he would step around and through you. This was before clinch calls were happening, of course. But I've seen both of the boxers use it to their advantage in this round, especially when they start getting to the end of the air quotes Lego brick. And whoa, I think Boady just said, "I have had enough."
Ladies and gentlemen,
Boady disconnected from the call too.
Boady said, "I'm maybe." Not 100% sure. Boady was not liking this. Let's take a look at what the fight was up until this point, though. Boady making adjustments coming in. He had a rough first round.
Boady crashed. Looking back at the stream, Boady most definitely crashed.
He must have. He must have, dog. Like
Boady's here. Let's invite him back up to the stage.
We got to hear from Boady. That was a 10-9 round for Boady coming in.
My house is flooding.
Your house
What?
is flooding?
Yes.
Holy shit!
He went from his dog escaped. His house is flooding. What the hell is happening, Boady?
Well, my dog did not escape. I took my dog out to go to the bathroom. And now my plumbing is backing up, and now it's fucking flooding.
Holy shit, dude!
Final Destination is really trying to get to Boady right now.
100%, dude. Like, so sorry to hear that. Yeah, nah, seriously, bro. So sorry to hear that.